Good afternoon, guys. For those of you who live in the Worcester area and you need your car, truck, or Mini Cooper worked on, head to Gracie's Garage, ask for Pete, and they will fix anything you got. Also, they carry Bear's products. As he says, Bear is a genius. Most every car that comes into his garage gets Bear's products put in it. And if you want to learn more about Bear's products, just call David at 615-854-3057. And then for those of you who want a cool t-shirt, sweatshirt, mega blanket, go to libtardtees.com. Okay, let's go ahead and dig into some of the news here. Let's start with, and this guy was not being sarcastic. He says, great news. Our pediatrician is going to test out Pfizer's new children's COVID vaccine on our 2-month-old baby. And he means it. And there's a lot of people out there, they love vaccines. Love them, love them, love them. Each to their own. And then CNN Communist Nazi Network loses over 50% of viewership since fake Biden inauguration. And it's got a picture of one of the guys from CNN in a Nazi uniform. And you know, I got it. Let's move on to this right here. This was sent to me to watch. It's 42 minutes long. It's on YouTube, believe it or not. And the name of the channel is People. It's all one word. peoplestandup.ca. It's all it's all small caps. peoplestandup.ca. The name of it is Why Two Presidents Are a Prophecy for the Time. And this gentleman, he takes Kim Clement's prophecy of him prophesying that there's going to be two presidents, and it's really worth your time to watch, because basically it explains what's happening today. And he did this back in 2014, I believe. It says, prophecy of the two presidents is an unusual prophecy of a time of two presidents. My late mother, 80-year-old, and like Mark Taylor and Kim Clement, all had the same visions from the Spirit of Christ about Trump's prophecy of 2007. God said, I will fool the people. So far, they got right. Our mother dies day of pandemic, March 22, 2020. Started as she said it would. She left us dates and times right and said in Christ, for even the generals learned from prophets. God bless, for about to get biblical. And in Kim Clements even explained in there the Nasara. He explained how we will be given back 10 times that which was stolen from us. And he talks about how God said to him, my David, I think he says, my David will be quiet, and they will complain that he does not say as many words as what we want him to. He does not speak as much as we want him to. And anyway, there's a lot there in 42 minutes. And this guy does a really good job. Moving on to My Pillow CEO Mike Lindell's free speech social media site, set to launch on Monday. And I've signed up, and as someone who emailed me said, it would be really nice if we could all get on one site. And so hopefully this will be the site that we're all able to go to, that everyone can navigate easily. And as he says here, and we're going to get our voice of free speech out there. And he's also challenging Amazon with his own store site. Moving on to Oklahoma Senate makes it legal to run over BLM protesters. So the Oklahoma Senate passed a bill Wednesday that will provide legal protection for drivers who hit protesters blocking roadways. The new legislation, House Bill 1674, passed by a vote of 38 in favor and just 10 opposed by the Senate, and now remains for State Governor Kevin Stitt, Republican, to sign it. Democrats argued that the measure would be detrimental to peaceful protesters and innocent pedestrians, as it may lead to heavier sentencing for them. However, Republicans, with their comfortable majority, assured that the bill would protect drivers and their families who find themselves in the middle of an illegal demonstration. Not only an illegal one, but a dangerous one. And yeah, that is fantastic that they do that. And then this border sector experiences over 230% increase in crossings by convicted criminals. And yes, this is the Biden administration's plan, is to inundate the border people, and that's exactly what's happening. They want these people in here. And then federal government caught buying fresh flesh of aborted babies who could have survived as preemies. It says Americans should be outraged. Their government participates in the wide-scale human trafficking operation that created a market for harvesting the organs of murdered infants. You know, one of the things that God said to Kim Clements, and that he prophesied, is that there would be so many people being exposed as this summer wears on, in the spring and the summer. All kinds of things are going to be exposed, and they are being exposed without a doubt. And I know everyone wants to know, it's like, so when is Trump going to come back? Well, he'll be back anywhere from, and I know Mike Lindell and others have said somewhere around summer or August. You know, it's your guess as good as mine. I'm just going to say sometime between now and Christmas. And he'll be back whenever God's plan has been fulfilled. And then moving on to, and I know that's not much of an answer, but anyway, I'm tired of deadlines because we don't know the plan. And without knowing the plan, you can't give a deadline. Anyway, so Minneapolis BLM icon arrested for failing to register as child sex offender. Chaz Neal was arrested earlier this month in Hennepin County, Minnesota. These people are lowlifes. That's who they recruited. They recruited these guys. Moving on, pro-abortion leader dies during abortion procedure. In Mendoza, a city in Argentina, there's commotion over the death of a 23-year-old woman who was president of the Radical Youth of La Paz, a pro-abortion organization. The name of the organization says it all. Maria del Val Gonzalez Lopez died after a voluntary termination of pregnancy. And the Argentinian justice system is already investigating the incident to determine whether the young woman was the victim of malpractice when the legal abortion was performed, or whether, on the contrary, what happened was a homicide. And, you know, I'm just going to leave it right there. You know, karma. And then Biden DOJ wins lawsuit to seize 260-year-old Texas ranch along the border. So the Biden administration took control of a Texas rancher's borderland on Wednesday. The action followed a victory by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Texas against the family, which has owned the land since 1760. Texas rancher Fred Cavazon has been fighting to keep control of his 6.584 acre ranch along the Texas-Mexico border since the administration of then President George W. Bush. The fight continued during the Trump administration, Longcrime reported. That fight came to an abrupt conclusion on April 12th when the U.S. District Court Judge Michaela Alvarez awarded the federal government control of the land. 2 days later, the Biden administration took possession of the acreage. In August 2020, then-candidate Joe Biden told reporters he would end all lawsuits seeking control of land along the Mexican border to be used to build border walls, the legal blog reported. End it, Biden said in an interview with NPR's Lula Garcia Navarro. End it, and whatever. Just end it. And then they, as the guy says here, he did not keep his word. And take a look at what Biden has kept his word on. Not much. And except for killing this country, doing what he can to destroy it. But he's being exposed too. They're all being exposed. And then Liberty University slaps Jerry Falwell Jr. with multi-million-dollar lawsuit. It says on Thursday, Liberty University filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against its former president and chancellor, Jerry Falwell Jr. Liberty alleges that Falwell violated the terms of his contract, violated his fiduciary duty, and conspired against Liberty. Falwell resigned amid a sex scandal in August 2020. Liberty claims that Falwell has refused to return the institution's confidential information and property. And we'll follow that as time goes on here. We'll follow that. And then Putin shuts off access to Black Sea after Biden gives in to Russian threats. And it says here, Russian President Vladimir Putin has closed off access to the Black Sea through the Kerch Strait, which connects Crimea to Russia. On Tuesday, the Biden administration announced their intention to send 2 warships through the strait in response to the Russian military buildup on its border with Ukraine. But Russia warned the U.S. to stay away from the area for their own good. And yes, Biden did back down quite quickly, actually. Moving on to Biden administration has spent $1.7 billion to track spread of coronavirus variants. You know something? It's just big government. It's not worth spit. It's just more big government. Spend, spend, spend. Japan says it will dump contaminated water from Fukushima into sea. And by the way, all that stuff, the day will come when it goes away. As far as this goes, this is not going to go away. Japan dumping the contaminated water from Fukushima into the sea. No, that's not a good thing. We're going to see some weird stuff from that. Thank you, Japan. Bill Clinton, Biden's first 100 days have been almost a pitch perfect. And coming from a pedophile, from a rapist, take that for what it's worth. Harris says no border crisis. Says border crisis won't be fixed overnight. Well, it will get fixed, but not by them. Okay. Yeah, she's what a despicable person. I mean, all of these people are despicable. And speaking of despicable, joyless Joy Reid. MSNBC tries to smear DeSantis by baselessly tying him to sex trafficking allegations. No. You want sex trafficking allegations? You're looking at the wrong place. We know where to look. And it's at the Democrats. And not the... Man, I tell you what, that is one... What a name for such a joyless person. And Vernon Jones, Georgia Democrat turned Republican to challenge Kemp for governor's seat. He'll win in a landslide. Cuomo boasts he invented NYS scented hand sanitizer. Faces no questions or scandals. He will. His day is coming. I guarantee you. GOP campaign. And you know something? Not just because Kim Clements prophesied all this stuff a long time ago, but it's just common sense. It's all going to come, it's coming down around their ears. And the GOP campaign arm shatters fundraising record. Voters motivated to fire Nancy Pelosi. Not only her, but all the rest of these rhinos and Democrats. That is all for now. God bless you all. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.